The founding of the Joseon Dynasty was a story of ideals, ambition, and blood. The drama Six Flying Dragons captures this turbulent era on an epic scale. But how much of what we see is true history? Were the characters we followed week after week real people? And what about the most enigmatic presence of them all, the silent assassin Lee Bangji? Today, we separate history from drama to uncover the real story behind the shadow. Many viewers of Six Flying Dragons often wonder whether the series is based on real history or pure fiction. The answer lies somewhere in between. Six Flying Dragons is loosely based on real historical events, particularly the collapse of the Goryeo Dynasty and the founding of the Joseon Dynasty. The major political events, power struggles, and royal figures shown in the drama come from real Korean history, but the story is expanded through fictional characters and dramatized relationships to create emotional depth and narrative impact. Looking at the bigger picture, Six Flying Dragons is not a fantasy. It dramatizes the final years of the 500-year-old Goryeo Dynasty and the painful birth of Joseon in the late 14th century. The core conflicts are historically accurate. The struggle between the old Goryeo aristocracy and reformist scholars like Jeong Do-jeon, the ideological shift shaping a new nation, and most importantly, the brutal family conflict among the sons of Yi Seong-gye, the founding king, all competing for power. While dialogue and personal relationships are dramatized, the political framework itself is grounded firmly in history. When we examine the main characters, we find a clear mix of real historical figures and fictional creations. Yi Seong-gye, later known as King Taejong, truly founded the Joseon Dynasty. Jeong Do-jeon was the brilliant architect of its political system. Yi Bang-won, the ambitious prince who later became King Taejong, played a decisive and ruthless role in securing the throne. Their lives, rivalries, and strategies are recorded in historical documents, even though the drama heightens their personalities for storytelling. Alongside them, fictional characters are introduced to represent the voices and suffering of ordinary people caught in the tide of history. Among all these characters, Lee Bangji stands apart. In a world ruled by kings, princes, and scholars, Lee Bangji lives entirely in the shadows. He has no official title, seeks no glory, and leaves no trace behind. He moves silently through rooftops and dark corridors, carrying out the tasks others cannot openly acknowledge. What makes him special is that he embodies the hidden cost of ambition. While powerful men argue about ideals and justice, Lee Bangji enforces those decisions with blood. He is not a ruler or a thinker, but the one who turns plans into irreversible reality. Historically speaking, there is no record of a man named Lee Bangji. His name does not appear in the annals of the Joseon Dynasty or in any verified historical document. Lee Bangji is a fictional character created by the drama's writers. However, his realism is deliberate. He is a symbolic figure, representing the countless unnamed warriors, spies, guards, and assassins who must have existed during the violent transition of power. Through him, the drama gives a face and a conscience to those erased from official history. Despite being fictional, Lee Bangji is one of the most beloved characters in Six Flying Dragons. This is because he feels deeply human. His loyalty to Yi Bang-won is absolute, yet tragic, as he watches the man he serves grow increasingly ruthless. His emotions are restrained, but his suffering is always visible. His silent love, moral conflict, and growing isolation make him relatable and heartbreaking. Many viewers see him as the emotional core of the story, the character who bears the weight of every sacrifice. Lee Bangji's fighting ability further defines his legend. He is portrayed as one of the most dangerous fighters in the series. His combat style is fast, efficient, and brutal, focused on precision rather than spectacle. He favors close combat and stealth, reflecting his role as an assassin rather than a heroic warrior. Every fight feels heavy, showing violence as a burden rather than glory, and reinforcing the cost of the path he walks. More than a swordsman, Lee Bangji represents the human price of power. As Yi Bang-won rises toward the throne, Lee Bangji descends deeper into darkness, carrying the blood and guilt that history never records. Though he never existed in name, the truth he represents is undeniably real. Every great dynasty is built not only by kings and scholars, but also by unseen individuals who sacrifice everything and are forgotten. That is why Lee Bangji remains unforgettable. He may not exist in history books, but his story reflects a reality history often hides. Six Flying Dragons reminds us that while history remembers the victors, characters like Lee Bangji remind us of the silent suffering that made those victories possible.